YouTube, what's happening? Coach Ali here, and I'm going to talk about the most important skill in football. Now, this is a foundational level skill that's very important, and it's something that if you don't do, will drive coaches absolutely nuts. Now, this skill is being able to retain the ball. Now, it sounds ultra simplistic, but the honest truth is you will become an invaluable player for your team if you know how to retain the ball effectively in different situations. Now, when I'm talking about retaining the ball, perfect example that springs to mind for me is Bernardo Silva. When you look at Bernardo Silva, how often does he get dispossessed? How often does he make the wrong pass? How often does he lose the ball unnecessarily? Very few times. That is invaluable for your team. Because there's times where, and I know being on the touchline, where I see players losing the ball easily, and it just drives me crazy because it's a simple skill. It's just about having two things. The first thing is having the skills to actually retain the ball. Now, this is what we call ball mastery. Now, being able to have good close control, being able to dribble the ball, being able to take the ball, aerial controls or aerial touches, passing and receiving, just the absolute basics of football. And if you need help building that, link is in the description. I've got an ebook which will give you every single drill, skill, and proper coaching on how you can build solid ball mastery within your game. So link is in the description for that. But once you build your ball mastery to the highest level you can build it, now at least you know you got a solid base of you can retain the ball. Now the second thing comes in the tactical side. So just being tactically aware of when to release the ball to your teammate, when to protect the ball, when to get your body across the defender, simple things like that. So if you are, for example, in a 50-50, let's say you're running alongside a defender, and you know that if you keep going, he's probably going to outmuscle you and win the ball. So you have to be smart. The best thing you can do is get your body across his line, which means that if you and him are here, let's say you all are together and you're going after the ball. Let's say a through ball is being played and you're both together. Just get across his line this way, which means that you're going to come in front of him and he has no choice but to either let you go or take you down. Ball is retained, because if you can win a free kick for your team, who has the ball? Your team, which means that you retain the ball. So it's all about being smart enough tactically, knowing when to protect the ball, release the ball, knowing which pass is on, which pass to play. So can I try that risky through ball? Will it work? And sometimes you will get it wrong. So then the tactical side comes into it again. If you are the closest man to the ball, all you have to do is put pressure to win the ball back, put pressure to delay, so put pressure to force errors. So you have to just do your best to win the ball back for your team. So that may mean it could mean different things according to your team's tactical system. So your team might want a low block. So if you lose the ball, you need to get back into shape. So let's say if you're the striker and you tried something and you lost the ball, your team doesn't want you to go chase that defender down. All you have to do is get back in position and get your team compact, back in their shape. That's it, job done. And then when you have the ball next time, make sure you actually retain it. So that's the key thing. It's all about being smart tactically. Now this relates to certain individual tactics, group tactics, as well as team tactics. So like I said, with the low blocking team, you getting back into shape, it's a team tactic. So you have to follow the tactics set out for the team. Now group, maybe you just lost the ball. There's a small group there with you and two other players. You'll counter press immediately to get the ball back. So you're fulfilling a group tactic. Then let's say you lost the ball close to the keeper, ball is played back to the keeper. Individual tactic, put pressure on the ball carrier. So keeper is the ball carrier, put pressure on him, look to win the ball back, or force him to go long. because going long is a lottery. It's a 50-50. Either way, he could lose the ball, or his team could lose the ball, and your team could win it. So it's all about fulfilling certain tactics, and the tactics usually come in when you lost the ball, so you can win it back as quickly as possible. Now, in modern day football, most teams want to dominate the ball. Most teams want lots of possession so they can create more chances, not a lot of aerial balls, more on the ground. So you have to get with the times and be able to adapt to those systems. And one of the most important skills is to retain the ball within those systems. So if you ever want to go and play for one of those teams one day, this is your starting point. Be good at retaining the ball. Even if you're not a great finisher, you can't do much else, just have this as a very important skill. Have it as a notch on your belt, because if you can retain the ball well, you can play in a variety of positions. So you can find yourself to be valuable to a team in some position, which means that if you can be valuable to a team, you've got a chance of getting into a team, especially if you are a good enough player to go to the higher levels. So it's an invaluable skill. It's something you must build within your game.